Hello everyone, welcome to this quick video presentation on Iris data entry mode describing text and code only mode. This video is part of the Tata Memorial Center Unit for Strengthening Cause of Dead Data in collaboration with CDC Foundation. My name is Mrs. Swati Sangle. I am working as the IT consultant with the CDC Foundation supporting data for health initiative activities in India. I support the IRIS implementation and maintenance activities in MCGM through the Unit for Strengthening Cause of Dead Data based at the Tata Memorial Center, Mumbai. In this video, you will learn IRIS can be used in different modes. You can use IRIS for data entry without access to the coding functions, for data entry with access to the coding functions, or for coding without full access to the data entry functions. Let me first start by explaining IRIS user interface. Upper part of the IRIS interface contains individual data block and medical part. The individual data block includes by default read-only text boxes that display important background data or demographic data on a death certificate. Text boxes with gray background are read-only zones and cannot be modified. IRIS offers two different modes to create or update individual data. First is data entry no coding mode and second is data entry interface mode. In medical part, by default IRIS allows you to enter and update only the medical data. This section refers to the medical certificate of cause of death. By default, the maximum length of the number of characters in the medical text field of Part 1 and Part 2 is 500, but it can be set between 50 and 500. IRIS shows medical term in text fields of Part 1 and Part 2 uppercase if the medical text uppercase option is ticked in the options window. You can erase medical part by using hotkey Ctrl plus Shift plus E, which deletes all cause of death text, ICD-10 WHO codes, time interval information, underline cause, and if assigned, main injury code. Also, you can reload medical part by using hotkey Ctrl plus Shift plus R, bring the certificate back to the state it had when you last saved the record. Here you see individual data block with the text boxes to enter individual data or demographic data. You can store or access this data from the ident table in the certificate database. The certificate key which contain unique value for the each record or certificate identification. The valid sex values in IRIS are 1 for male, 2 for female, 3 until 8 used for unknown, and 9 for missing data. Regarding the age expressions, it's important to use the correct format. Only the units, years, and days are acceptable at the age field. Certificate key, sex, and date of birth, date of death, or age must be provided when the work lot is prepared. Age is computed from dates of birth and death if they are available. If you enter the age manually, you must also state the unit of the age. Otherwise, the program will not accept. The lot block at the upper right of the window gives the lot name, the rank of the certificate in the lot, and the total number of death certificates in the lot. Figure shows test lot containing total 4 death certificates. Now start with data entry no coding mode. Here slide shows option window. The data entry, no coding and data entry interface options in the tools, options, general tab are only available if you use this IRIS password via the tools maintenance menu. The most restricted mode of Iris is the data entry no coding mode. This mode is intended for use by staff who are not medical coders. In this mode, individual or demographic data and medical data entry is available but coding is not available. When you select data entry no coding, data entry interface and code only as default mode will be disabled. To exit the data entry no coding mode, click on the Reset to Standard button in the Options window. Here you see Open Lot window in data entry no coding mode. In this mode, you can also use Iris to create a new work lot. In the Open Lot window, type the name of the lot you want to create and then click Create Lot, or you can click Drop List to open existed lot. If you use the Create Lot function, Iris prepares a table with the required structure automatically. In this mode, slide shows Iris user interface with full access individual block and medical part with text entry without coding access. You can access data entry interface mode by selecting data entry interface option in the Tools, Options, General tab. Data entry interface mode used to modified individual and medical data. In this mode, all fields are open for editing and coding is available. This mode is suitable for situations where medical coders also do the data entry. Also, slide shows data entry interface item in mode menu. You can set or unset data entry for each record using this item. Iris has two types of data entry mode. First is text entry mode and second is code entry mode. In text entry mode, the user enters the cause of death in free text as they are reported on the death certificate. In code entry mode, the user enters ICD-10 WHO codes corresponding to the conditions reported on the death certificates. These modes are intended for settings where medical coders also enter the death certificate data. Now, I will explain that in text entry mode, how the causes of death reported on the death certificate are entered in the Iris medical part. Here on screen, left side, medical certification of cause of death, in short MCCD form, and on right side, Iris medical data entry section. The causes in part 1 and part 2 of MCCD form must be entered accurately into the Iris medical part. You must enter the causes of death in the Iris diagnosis text as mentioned on MCCD form and similarly enter the time intervals of each reported condition in MCCD form into Iris medical part. For text entry coding, you need a dictionary that translates text into ICD-10 codes. The advantage of including a dictionary is that once a decision has been made on which ICD-10 code to use for a specific diagnosis expression, the expression will be coded in the same way each time it occurs on a death certificate. When you install Iris, the dictionary provided is in English language. Code entry mode. In this mode, Iris is ready for use as soon as it is installed. Code entry mode settings. You can set code entry mode by using Tools, Options, General tab by selecting Code only as default option in Mode menu block. When you open the workload, you will see that ICD-10 WHO codes text boxes to the right of the screen have a white background and that the code only checkboxes are checked. You can now enter ICD-10 WHO codes in the code text boxes. This mode will be particularly useful if a dictionary in your language is not yet available. You can move from text entry mode to code entry mode and vice versa by clicking the tick boxes in the code only columns. Multiple codes browser is one of the functions provided by Iris in the code entry mode. Iris opens the editing box or multiple codes browser for the multiple causes. The MC button present on the main interface of Iris. If you click the button MC above the ICD-10 WHO codes column, the codes are arranged in a grid with one line each, line A to E in part 1 and one line for part 2. Each line can have a maximum of 8 codes. You can edit the codes assigned ampersand if required and also reselect the underlined cause. It is also possible to add or change codes at the multiple cause codes line. To reselect the underlined cause, click Recode button. Please note the direct coding window and the multiple codes browser are put together into the multiple codes browser. The information presented in the video comes mainly from the IRIS website that is available on the link presented on the slide. Please consider looking at the website for further information on IRIS, how it is maintained, the countries implementing IRIS and engaged in the core group, and any other questions you may have. The WHO ICD website includes information on various ICD versions. Please consider looking at this website for information on ICD-10, ICD-11 and any questions you might have about the various versions of this mortality classification system. I hope you found this short introduction video on IRIS helpful and hope you consider watching the other IRIS and informational videos we have developed and posted on the YouTube channel for the Unit for Strengthening Cause of Death data. Thank you.